What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a unique and different sounding and looking Daily Juice podcast. Okay, my name is Matt Perrault. If you are a fan of this podcast, if you have watched or listened to this podcast, you know that A, I sound different, and B, I look different. Why? All of my equipment is currently at Circa in Las Vegas. So this is all backup equipment. We're rolling with the earbuds today for the microphones. We're working with a backup camera. This is not a typical show for us normally because, well, today was a very long day. We were out in the sun for the whole entire day. We're back at it again on Friday. So everything is still at Circa. Microphones, cameras, lights, everything. So it looks different, sounds different. It's just for today. Tomorrow night when I tape the Saturday morning podcast, it will look all how it's supposed to look. So bear with me for a day. I apologize for the look, sound, and the issues here, but when you do a podcast every single day, sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes you're doing other things that your equipment's being used for, and it's all currently set up right now at a casino in Las Vegas. So hopefully you guys aren't going to be too angry with this, but this podcast will be fast for that very reason. What's not going to be quick, though, is my love for Omaha Steaks and their support of this podcast. They've been with this podcast for a while, okay? This offer they've got going on right now is tremendous. I have met a ton of you over the last couple of weeks who have listened to the Juice, who have watched the Juice. This is the way you guys can say thank you for being a free podcast, essentially. And we'll always be a free podcast. But our sponsors, this is why we get to be a free podcast, because we have sponsors like omahasteaks.com and their incredible offer, $99 or $99.99, under $100 for a ton of food for the Father's Day grill pack. You got to go check it out. Everything they've got with fillets and chicken breasts and pork chops and desserts and seasonings and everything else, plus 8 free Omaha Steak burgers if you use the promo code JUICE in the search bar when you log on to omahasteaks.com. Okay, that's how you activate this deal. You get the break up to 60% off the actual listed price for this. It's less than $100 for a ton of food. Promo code JUICE in the search bar at omahasteaks.com for the Father's Day gift, Father's Day grill pack, which is available right now at omahasteaks.com. Juice in that search bar. Okay, 0-3 last night. It's just one of those weird weeks, right? I don't know. We're flat on the week. So I was talking to someone yesterday. I was like, I'm due to cool off here. I've been so hot. I've gone 3 straight weeks of like really great winning weeks. I'm going to have a little bit of a dip. It's coming. And look, over in the first period for the Florida and Vegas game. I mean, a 4-on-3 in the playoffs. Are you kidding me? That guy was calling, those referees were calling penalties like crazy. Game goes under 6. Vegas gives up a late goal, just like the Bruins have done, and then 7-0, the Florida Panthers in overtime. Fine by me. Keeps my 48.5-1 ticket alive for the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup. They're not dead by any means. That's going to be a very big Game 4 coming up tomorrow night, Saturday night, between Vegas and the Florida Panthers. Far too many people were planning the parade here in Las Vegas. I can just tell you that right now. All right, Game 3, though, for basketball. Well, we got both baseball bets. Baseball was bad yesterday, so I apologize. Baseball wasn't good. I got two more baseball bets here tonight. Not much going on. You got to bet baseball, unfortunately. So the over, Dodgers scored 6, Reds scored none. Game went under 10, unfortunately. And then the 2-0 Astros with the lead choked it, and they end up losing the game to the Blue Jays. So that was kind of a bummer there on that, but that was a plus money play. So here are the bets for today. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. I have no idea who wins this game. Miami should win this game. Miami should be live. Don't take the 3.5 points, okay? If you like Miami, just go ahead and take the money line, okay? I lean Denver. I think Denver's the better basketball team. I think Denver wins the game in 5. You guys remember we have the bet Denver to win minus 1.5 games, so they got to win it in 6. Can't win it in 7. That was 1.6 units down on that. I still think Denver wins this thing in 5 or 6. To win it in 5, they got to win tonight. If they lose tonight, they could win it in 6, but our bet definitely gets into jeopardy there with Denver with 1.5, minus 1.5. Definitely going to be in jeopardy, but so I lean towards Denver. I think Denver does win. Denver does cover, but the official play is I'm going to zigzag it. Game 1 under, Game 2 over. Game 3 under, Game 4 over. 210 On this season, if you take a look at the way that these teams played, Miami at home generally was an over team. Denver on the road primarily was an over team. These two teams, Denver's on the road, Miami's at home, okay? Against overall, Miami was 53 and 52 to the over. Denver was an under team, 47, 52 and 1. But I just think the pace of play, Jimmy Butler, I think Michael Porter Jr. actually might shoot the ball fairly well tonight. I think both teams are going to score a lot of points tonight. I think the overcorrection's too high. Opening number in game 1 was 219. Closing number in game 2 was 216. It went over. 213 went under by 10. Now we're down to 210.5. I think it's too low. I'm going to go over 210.5 for 1.1 units. Now, the A's are playing the Brewers. The run line is minus 135. Why? Luis Medina is 0-5 with an 8.19 ERA. But this guy on the road, oh my goodness. The A's have lost 5 straight games within pitching. Actually, let's see how many they've lost within pitching. They've lost 6 straight. Every game he's pitched this year, they've lost. Every game on the run line except for one. 3-2 loss to Seattle on the road. Last time out, he lost 12-1 to the Marlins. On the road, this is wild. Medina's splits on the road. His ERA on the road is over 11.68. He's 0-3 with an opposing batting average of .339. Now, he's only pitched 12 and a third innings, but 12 innings, 16 earned runs, and 4 home runs given up. Look, the Brewers are a team that just lost to Baltimore yesterday. They're coming off of a loss. We've got the A's, who had the day off yesterday, but had 2 wins against the Pirates. Run line. Brewers, 1.35 units down. Run line. Brewers against the A's. Official play there. If this bet loses, we're almost flat on the experiment of fading the A's on the run line. So I'm up 2.1 units. I'm laying 1.35 down here on the Brewers on the run line to come up here and hammer Luis Medina, who's been really, really bad. So hopefully that continues here. And the A's 2-game win streak comes to a screeching halt thanks to the day off. Cools them off a little bit. And the Brewers are at home off a loss to the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the other bet on the day is I was sitting with a friend of mine who was really heavy in the stats. The stats say that when a game that Ohtani is pitching with a total of 7, the under comes in about 85% of the time. We have a really good pitching matchup. Apple TV's got this game, Luis Castillo against Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's 5-2 with a 3.33 ERA. Luis Castillo is 4-3 with a 2.55 ERA. Angels are at home, and that's important because Ohtani pitching at home is tremendous. 2.31 ERA, 3-1, opposing batting average of 154, 10 earned runs in 39 innings pitched for Shohei Ohtani. Castillo, on the other hand, has been very good for this Mariners team, and even though he's 4-3, his ERA being 2.55 tells you how good this guy has been. On the road, a little bit of a scare. I'll give it to you. 3.91 on the road, 0-2, opposing batting average of 256. I don't love that. Last time out, he lost 2-0 against Texas. Last time on the road before that, 3-2 against Toronto. Okay? Earlier in the year, gave up a bunch of runs. That's why his ERA on the road is a little bit higher than what it is at home. Gave up against the Red Sox, 5 innings, gave up 5 earned runs against the Red Sox. But most starts have been pretty good, and most starts have been under, even though at home he was giving up some runs. At home against Texas, gave up 3 earned runs. At home against Houston, gave up 4 earned runs. Last time out, though, Castillo was very good. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. Let's see that again for Luis Castillo. We're going to go under 7 at even money. Mariners and the Angels, Ohtani and Castillo here. Hopefully both pitchers are on their game. We go under 7, push potential there as well. Even money with the Mariners and the Angels. All right, just 3 bets going here on a Friday. back on Saturday. I probably have a bigger slate. I may even get back involved with combat sports with a UFC pay-per-view on Saturday nights. But over 210.5 in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. We are going run line Brewers against the A's at minus 135. And we are taking the under 7 for Seattle Mariners and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Under 7 with Castillo and Ohtani at even money. My name is Matt Perrault. Again, I apologize for the look and the sound of this podcast. Back to normal tomorrow for the Daily Juice podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.